Connor, we got to get right into it. I'm short on time today. What's poppin', players? Welcome back to the Two Penny Gamescast, episode 97. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend and co-host, Connor Elliott. Say hello to the people, Connor.
Hi, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, every week, me and Connor come to you with two topics, two pennies, if you will, and we give you our 2 cents on them. What are our topics concerning? They're concerning news in the video game industry. However, this week was a little different. We're not going to have our regular 2 pennies, and we'll get into that in a second. But if just talking about video games isn't enough for you, you want to see some gamers have some true gaming moments, you need to hop on over to twitch.tv/2pennygames, where every week, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central Time, me and my good buddy Phil, we sit down and we put on a little show called Hype, Have You Ever Played, in which, can you turn off the fan right there real quick? I forgot to tell you to do that.
It's off.
Thank you, sir. Sorry about the little fan interference, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, me and Phil sit down and we show each other games the other one has never played before. Currently, Phil is working his way through Sly 2 Band of Thieves. It's a great time. Come join us. It's so much fun. But, Connor, let's get right into it. Every week, Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time, 2 Penny Gamescast, episode 97, and mainstream podcast services of your choice. However, this week we're a little short on time, so we're also probably going to skip our What We've Been Playing segment at the end. Probably playing the same things we were playing last week. So if you want to know what we've been playing, go check out last week.
Since we don't have to rehash it next week, beat Elden Ring. That was my big achievement.
You beat Elden Ring?
I did, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Let's talk about that next week.
Yeah.
We got to talk about some games, Connor.
Yep.
It's reveal season.
The fun part of the season.
It's the fun part of the year, baby. What was once E3 season, E3 is gone and probably dead. But we've got Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest coming out. Coming right now. And the first big part of it was PlayStation's June State of Play. Very interesting that State of Play was kind of connected to Summer Games Fest this year. I think that leaves a lot of interesting things on the table. But, Connor, last week we briefly mentioned that there was going to be a State of Play this week.
We had no clue it was going to be there, but...
Yeah, we both kind of expected it to be kind of middling. Did you watch it, and what did you think?
Didn't watch it live, unfortunately, because the State of Play itself, great. It was a great one. It kept my attention the entire time, even with titles that I ultimately didn't really care about, which was maybe 1, maybe 2, some of the indie games. Still, they were, enjoyably presented. The game obviously would attract certain people, just not me, but everything else was, it had my full attention the entire time and got me really excited. It was a great State of Play.
I'm right there with you. What's funny is there was not a single title to my memory. As we go through and break it down, maybe I'll point out and be like, oh, I actually didn't care about this game. But to my memory, there was not a single game that I was like, I have no interest in that. Every single one of those games, I was like, oh, I'll try that.
Good.
I'd be down to try that. Obviously, a lot of the VR titles, I don't have the space for PlayStation VR 2. So I probably will not be getting it, at least not at launch. But I thought VR titles, they were coming in quick, they were leaving just as quick, and they left me wanting more. There was only 4 VR titles. It didn't take up a whole huge chunk of time. It was appropriately paced. From beginning to end, I thought this was a really good State of Play. This is the best State of Play they've had in years, maybe ever. And you know what's crazy with this one being focused around third-party titles and VR titles? I feel like Sony blew a lot of their load in this State of Play, which is interesting, which tells me, or at least makes me think, we're not getting a PlayStation Showcase, the big blowout events that they usually have for their big games, which makes me... Now I have question marks about things we didn't see in terms of first-party releases. God of War Ragnarok. When are we getting the full big blowout gameplay trailer, all of that things that we got for Horizon, plus the release date? When are we getting those things? The Last of Us remake, which is all but confirmed. When is that happening? When is that being announced? When is that being revealed? We have... a lot of gameplay stuff still, or a lot of reveals, showcases, and so forth coming with the Summer Games Fest, Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest. And you know what's funny? If you think back in time, the very first Last of Us was announced at the Game Awards. So we have precedent, we have history with Jeff Keighley and PlayStation. Elden Ring had its big gameplay reveal blowout thing at the Game Awards this last year. So Sony, very much on, and now with this State of Play being a part of the Summer Games Fest, Sony likes Jeff Keighley. And I think Jeff Keighley now has enough gas, enough pedigree, enough clout within the industry that big blowout things like that Last of Us remake, like this God of War Ragnarok information, that could happen at this show. I'm just speculating. Who knows? But let's get right into it. Let's start breaking down this trailer. First thing first, Connor. Woo! Woo!
Came swinging.
Let's fucking go, baby. So we're jumping straight in, normal PlayStation stuff, but then almost immediately you have to pause and go, what the fuck is this?
Because it's a release date for what? Something.
That's bold.
Yeah.
That's bold. To
is.
come out with your release date. Here you go. March 24th, 2023.
Definitely not the usual tactic when they reveal these games.
Oh,
No.
definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. So I was sitting there, I was like, what is it? What could it be? We got the pull out here. It's foresty. There's some acoustic-esque music. I'm thinking, oh, this is the Last of Us remake. But wait a minute. They said this is all third-party stuff. What could this possibly be? Oh, you know what it is, baby. This is some Resident Evil 4, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Remake. Let's go. I love this titling thing that they're doing with their remake series. Their reimaginings, if you will, where they're not calling them remakes. This is Resident Evil 2. This is Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
This is Resident Evil 4. You know, this is, I think, where they want you to like see as the canon game now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, there's shortcomings with the remakes in comparison to the original games. But overall, I think the remakes have all been better games than their original counterparts. That's not very fair to compare and contrast. They're each are 20 plus years apart. I think this one is going to ape a lot of the style and tone from the remakes we've seen so far. But I'm hoping that they still keep up the campiness that is the original Resident Evil 4. But the stakes are a lot higher here. Resident Evil 4 is very often quoted as one of the best video games of all time. You guys can't be fucking around here. I've played Resident Evil 4. I like Resident Evil 4. I think it's showing its age a lot. And Resident Evil 4, not really a horror game, much more of an action game.
It was the transition.
It was the transition into what would eventually become the dark ages of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this, but me being a RE fan, I want it to stick with that dark horror roots. We can still have our fun. We can have, you know, those certain characters come up and stuff, but I don't want lines like, where'd everybody go? Bingo? Or like, you know, like little jokes that we were having with the small old man. Also the announcement that PlayStation VR 2 content is coming. Probably just playable in VR. The original Resident Evil 4 did get a VR remake or a VR sort of creation port. However, it's weird. Yeah, I mean, like it's weird because it's VR, so you can't call it the same thing, but that's very exciting. Along with at some point here, it might be the next. Yeah, it's the next thing coming up here. Resident Evil Village is coming to PlayStation VR 2. Cool.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village, pretty solid game. You and I both like that. Oh, I didn't even get your opinion on Resident Evil 4. Go
No,
ahead.
yeah. I mean, like, as someone who hasn't played Resident Evil 4, I don't really have an attachment to it. I have no special insight, but I have seen the first couple minutes, the first opening cutscene, and it does, you know, it just kind of maybe soothe some of your fears. It does appear to me that it's going for the horror vibe, less so than the campiness vibe. Now, obviously, I do hope they include some of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But clearly, I think they're going to, you know, make these Resident Evil games be a bit more scary. Because, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, Resident Evil 2, some people didn't find it scary. I did, because Mr. X chased me around the entire goddamn time. But, you know, Resident Evil 3 had more of an action vibe to it.
Yeah.
But now this is presented in a way that 3 wasn't. 3 Remake wasn't presented. Where it was clearly not trying to present itself as a horror, where this one seemed to be kind of leaning into that image a lot more. So for that reason, and the fact that it just looks good, and has the potential to change up Resident Evil, which has stagnated in recent years, but has now seen the revival it deserves, I'm really interested in it.
Yeah. If it has the balance, I think, that Village kind of had. I think Village, I don't think the pace of Village was very good, but the balance and tone, I think, was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, we're campy here, we're very scary here, and we're kind of moving right, but the pace in which we moved in through those moments, not fantastic.
Sure.
There's a lot of later game boss fights that I'm curious as to how they're going to do. Granted, Resident Evil, you get to, halfway through the game, 2/3 your way through the game, it's no longer scary. Like it's just not. Like, you get to the laboratory. Are you scared of what's happening in the laboratory in Resident Evil 2?
No.
Not necessarily. You might be a little creeped out by the veggie monsters or whatever, but you're not like horrified by it. Resident Evil 3
never really was scary.
Never really was scary because it was more RE2, And then Village, started out strong, punching you in the face. Not necessarily scary, but definitely a lot of crazy imagery. And then it gets really scary. Mm-hmm. And then we're kind of fucking around and having fun for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And you feel that way about 7 and all these modern Resident Evil titles, which I think have been banger after banger after banger. Mm-hmm. Each with their own missteps and faults, of course.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm very excited about this. And currently Resident Evil 2, the 2019 game, is my favorite Resident Evil, and I'm hoping that this one kind of takes the knowledge from all of the ones so far and kind of builds upon it and uses what works and doesn't work and maybe gives us some new stuff to play with and work with. But we'll have to see. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for more.
Yeah.
Wish there was some more like actual gameplay in this reveal, but that can come with time.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm not too chomping at the bit for that as long as they work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
so then they opened up we're going straight into the VR. We had our big hook. That's our big hook for our state of play, our big upfront banger. So now we're jumping into the VR segment of it, starting with Resident Evil Village. Cool.
It looks creepy.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I absolutely would play this game again in VR.
So would I.
Which is crazy because I have no draw to go back and play the original game. But just the fact that it's VR, I think would be great. It would great seeing Lady D in like to scale and right up there in your face would be crazy. There's a moment where he dual wields a pistol and a shotgun. I'm into that.
Gameplay changes are nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
the way in which he
cool.
searches through the environment by like actually breaking glass and then picking up the item in the glass and stuff, or in the right there's the dual wield. All of this, yeah, yes, yes, yes. You think of the Dollhouse segment. Holy shit! Can you imagine?
Yeah. Imagine playing that the first time on VR.
In VR, nuts. And it was crazy because I always thought it was weird that Biohazard released with VR. You could play the whole game front to back in PlayStation VR. I thought it was weird that Village didn't have a counterpart. Oh, because we're waiting for VR 2. Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay, cool. I also love Capcom's current relationship with Sony. I think is great. Specifically, Resident Evil has been dominated by PlayStation. I think you think VR 2 or you think VR exclusivity for 7 and for now Village. The Resident Evil 4 remake only had a PS5 logo on the trailer. Will it come to everything else? Probably. But as of right now, it's saying, hey, all VR or all PlayStation rather.
Yeah.
Which is cool to me that sort of PlayStation is doing that. And then later on, as we get things like Street Fighter 6 and so forth, like, guys, put Capcom on the list as possible acquisitions. I'm just putting that out there. We were all thinking Square Enix, and I'm sure that's probably coming too. But Capcom, what are you guys doing over there? Next, what was this?
I can't remember.
This was that zombie game. I forget the title of it.
Oh yeah, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners.
Oh yes.
Chapter 2, which people liked the first one. From what I heard, it was a good VR game.
Of the titles shown, this was the one that I cared the least about. I'm over the Walking Dead. I'm over the zombies. I'm over all of that. But it does look like a good quality VR game. The visuals and the imagery shown, not the most high def, but does it need to be for VR? I don't know. But it looks fun. It looks cool. I'm interested to see more. But again, I just don't have the capabilities of VR, so like I'll probably miss this one. But it does look like a good game that, if given the opportunity, I absolutely would play. You're along similar.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty impressive. I mean, like, this does seem like just a fun time. If you have VR too, I would definitely get it without hesitation because the first one looked interesting, and this one looks just as good.
Reminds me of the old, what's the on-rail shooter zombie game? House of the Dead.
House of the Dead.
Yeah. 2022. All these 2022 dates, VR 2 coming this year?
I would assume so.
Maybe. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Moving straight into No Man's Sky, VR 2. Dope.
Yeah.
That's a great pull. That's so cool.
There's very few games they could have put on there to wow people. I think this was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Just doing this in VR would get me to play this game. It seems like a good game on its own.
Oh yeah,
on regular consoles,
especially
now.
like after the last couple of years where they've had some big substantial updates and stuff. I jumped into No Man's Sky when there's a lot going on here now.
I know.
When the next update came out, I jumped into No Man's Sky, put about 10 hours into it, and I was like, this is great. This is a really good game. In VR, I would lose my mind. I would be in there for hours upon hours on end. So great pull for the VR too. Very excited about that. And then final game, I believe, was right here, Horizon Call of the Mountain. We got some actual gameplay going on. We got some more narrative things going on and so forth.
This might have been the least interesting to me to be out of the VR games because
really,
I love the scenery. I love being around the robot dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But when it comes to actual gameplay, it doesn't seem like it's as good as the other ones that we've seen.
The thing is that Horizon is so fast paced. There is I don't see a way in where VR is at right now. I don't see how you can keep up gameplay wise to what we know from Horizon. I could be wrong. But like also this was the game that I was looking at and I was like, oh, people are going to get sick. Like they are going to get lots and lots of, this jumping around, climbing, the slow-mo moments that happen. People are going to get sick playing this game, But there's a lot in here that's actually very, very interesting. And yeah, I think as just like in the original game, the big draw is going to be these big giant dinos and stuff, and seeing them in full sky, like seeing a tall neck, seeing that tall neck and climbing a tall neck to scale is going to be great. Yeah, things like this zip line, that's going to make people sick. The climbing here, that's going to make people sick.
Or it might not. It could be perfectly made to not do that.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the fights are going to be like the monster is stationary and will come out and attack you, and it's going to feel very arcadey. But I think it's going to be a quality title. And PlayStation going all in on Horizon, I think, is cool. Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, overall, so far, like they've just been bangers, like banger after banger. I wasn't super into the Walking Dead game, but whatever. Everything other than that, I'm like, oh wow, we are in for it, and it just didn't stop, Connor. It just kept going. Moving on from here, Horizon Forbidden West major update, new game plus, armors, ultra hard mode. I forget the thing but you can change your transmog. You can change your outfits and stuff. Respecking your skills and so forth.
Ultra hard difficulty. Yeah, I mean,
all of these things are great. Wish it was in the game at launch, but I understand. We live in an era where not everything can come in. New weapons, new trophies, all this fun stuff. That's all fun. Out immediately. That's great. Super exciting. And I'm glad that I actually haven't beaten Forbidden West so that I have a reason to actually go and do those things. If I was already done with Forbidden West, not a chance in hell. That ultra hard difficulty, I remember when they added that to the original Horizon. Nah, you can keep that. That's really hard. I don't like that. That's not fun. But things like New Game Plus, the weapons, the transmog, the respecking, all of those great things, sort of quality of life things that will make a really good game even better.
Yeah. Good to see.
Very good to see. Moving on from there, we've got Spider-Man coming to PC. Cool.
We've had Spider-Man out for a couple years now.
And of course, if anything is going to come to PC, Spider-Man absolutely should come to PC.
Yeah.
It's Sony's biggest game, sales wise and stuff. It's the remastered version, so you're getting all the ray tracing, you're getting the performance modes, all of that fun stuff. It's on PC, so you can tweak your things to your desires and so forth. All of that's going to be great. Nobody's going to play this on mouse and keyboard, but in terms of the package we already have on PlayStation 5, I don't see why anybody would. If you've played the PS5 remaster version, there's no reason to go to this. Because it's just not a significant enough upgrade for it. Coming to PC August 12th, 2022. The problem with this announcement here, and it's a problem I have with every Sony state of play in this new era, Spider-Man Miles Morales is also coming to PC. Day and date. why did you not tell us that?
Yeah.
You know, why did you not show us that? It's just, they just talked about the original 2018 game. But yeah, Spider-Man, great. Have fun, PC players.
Yeah. Time you earned it. Oh, this game has been shaking people up.
This
People are interested in
one,
it.
this one right here, man. I've been on a roller coaster with this game. Let me tell you what. At first, I was like, "Oh, we're playing as a cat. Sure, I'll play as a cat." And then, like the first gameplay revealed, I was like, "Okay, it looks a little simple. Probably not going to be the greatest thing." But then after this, I was like, "Yo, this looks fun. This looks cool." Stray, Connor, where are you at with Stray, buddy?
I'm kind of in the same way as you. Kind of like interest has waned and risen, but this one does a lot. It seems maybe I missed it in the other trailers and the other showcases.
Yeah.
It seems to show hint at a lot more that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
That really can have any implication you can think of, and it'll be interesting to see that play out. Why people are running away from this cat? What are the sores on those walls? Why is everyone a robot? It does a lot of things to actually keep me interested in what is going on in the game, which is good to do because, you know, even though this is unique, no one does any game where you play as a cat.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you are playing as a cat. After a while, that I feel like.
But it also, I mean, people, like, you'll find games like this in the indie market, but you won't find it, like, looking like this with such high fidelity.
That's
like,
true.
you know, borderline, you know, we're in that AAA/AA space where, like, you know, it's not quite AAA, but, like, we are far, far, far from, like, small indie budget. You know, I think this game looks cool and interesting, and I want to play it. And I it's coming out at the perfect time. Perfect time. With, I believe it's July 19th. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, you got all the space in the world for you to have enough of the conversation.
Probably not too big of a game either, and too long of a game. So it's something probably, I'm assuming people would be able to easily pick up and
Oh,
play.
yeah. I'm expecting, I don't know, a quick 8 hours or stuff.
Yeah.
Also available with PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium,
Or trying to shill that out.
which is a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
You gotta get that money up somehow.
And this is a good game to add to that catalog. From there, we moved into, what is this?
Callisto
this is
Protocol.
that horror, the Callisto Protocol. Did you know about this game?
Yeah, because remember, it was the prison one. That was the cool,
Yeah.
like, cinematic trailer.
Crafton, yeah.
Yeah, that was clearly, like, drawn inspiration or was connected to Dead Space.
Very clearly Dead Space inspired.
Especially now that we've seen the gameplay, which is clearly what they had going for them.
This looks great. I didn't have this on my radar. I'm sure I've seen a trailer somewhere. I've probably even talked about it on this show, but it's just slipped my mind.
Sure.
You know, I was hugely, hugely impressed by this game. This is super Dead Space 1 specifically inspired, and it looks dope. Oh, God, the gore, the blood, it all looks so good.
Very visceral.
Very visceral. I'm very, very excited to see more and do more and get into this. This is very quickly on, like, one of my highest anticipated games for this year, if it makes this year.
Yeah, it said December, which is kind of a weird period where you can't easily just extend it into January or February for the release date.
Well, I think you got to get out before the Dead Space remake. You got to get out before Resident Evil 4 remake. You got to get, you know, hopefully get out before The Last of Us remake, you know, but even though we don't know that that's coming, like, we've got a lot of really big horror-based survival games coming. And this one definitely looks to be, like, in competition with the others, but it doesn't have a brand name like the others.
Yeah.
So I think coming out in December is a good choice. Get ahead of Resident Evil, get ahead of Dead Space. Last of Us can be its own thing. Even if Last of Us comes this year, it's not going to eat up the conversation that this game can bring. No. Dead Space and Resident Evil will.
Especially when this is very similar to Dead Space.
Especially, yeah, very, very similar to Dead Space. Oh, dude, all the death animations. I can't wait.
Freaky looking monsters, too. Aliens, whatever the hell they are.
I'm so excited for this game. I think it's going to be a banger.
I think so, too.
You got one of the best trailers of the year. Definitely. Oh, God, look at that. Oh, let's do it. Yes.
And then you have the kill animations of your character.
The death animations. I'm so excited.
Very
Callisto
Dead Space inspired.
Protocol. You weren't on my radar. You are now. December 2nd, 2022.
Good. Once
PS5,
again,
PS4. Can't wait.
good time for it to release.
Good time for it to release.
Yeah.
Please make that date. Please make that date. You're going to make my top 10 games of the year list way more interesting if you hit that date.
No. It's one of those indie games.
Okay, yeah, one of the ones. Okay, yeah, this one I can imagine you not being into here.
The
roller drone.
Yeah.
Roller
Yeah,
drone.
You guessed right. It didn't look bad.
No, it looks cool.
It does look cool.
Good art style. The roller rink gimmick is cool. I think if it was just a roller game, I think that'd be interesting. But the fact that it's a shooter too makes it a little weird. I'm also not quite sure what we're doing. Is it score based? Is it PvP? Is it PvE? Is it a campaign? Is it just a Tony Hawk's inspired thing but with guns? What is what is the structure of your video game here? It looks very Tony Hawk with guns to me.
Yeah, it looks pretty unique. I don't really think of any games that do this. There probably is somewhere, but one thing I can't wrap my head around is how exactly does this feel to play?
Yeah,
because there's no reticle for your aiming. At least I can't seem to see one.
I think they've just hidden the UI. I'm expecting lots of numbers to be popping up all over the screen. This game looks very Phil to me. I think Phil would enjoy this game.
I can see him playing this, plugging some hours into it.
If it comes out at a good time, I'll dive in. August 16th. I might be busy during that period of time because of moving and going to school and stuff. But I'd be interested in trying it. Looks good, just not anything that's gonna take up a huge chunk of your time. No. Moving on now. Sometimes I wonder. Which one was this? Oh my goodness, Connor! I know this one was right up your fucking alley here, baby. No,
not really.
Really?
It didn't. This one. I completely forgot about this one.
Really?
I saw. Yeah. So this looks like it does things as far as anime inspired.
Yeah.
That don't really do anything for me.
This is Evernights, by the way. We're talking for the audio listeners.
Yeah.
Really, this game looks so up your fucking alley.
Yeah, it looks flashy. It's just the style. The style
Really?
is nothing for me at all. Yeah.
See, we're doing the combat. We're doing the different classes and so forth. They've got a date. They've got a date cycle. Something.
Yeah.
There's a date. Right now we're in 6/6 Monday, 6/11 Saturday. Are we taking we're taking influences from action games like Devil May Cry and maybe some Persona. Lots of talking, lots of hanging out with your friends. Hold R2 to hold hands. We're kissing girls. This looks like a good mix of a couple of different games. Does it look like the greatest thing ever? No, but it looks fun.
It's definitely one of those games. I'm not it's going to be bad or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if the reviews come out, people are saying this is actually a great game, I'll play it. If not, I'll probably just stay away.
See, this looks like to me like the best 7 out of 10 game you'll ever play.
Which is what I'm expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Would never expect it. Never expect it to be bad.
I like its style. I like its use of colors and its flash. The combat doesn't look super engaging to me. It looks like a lot of flash, but even in the flash, it looks a little stiff. But I wanna early 2023. I wanna make friends. I wanna hold hands. Let me hold hands every night.
I wonder how they're gonna everything else besides combat's going to be like. If it's even gonna be have a heavy focus on outside of combat stuff.
That one, Evernights, is on my radar.
Good.
I want to play Evernights. Speaking of on my radar, Connor.
Yeah, really?
Yes, surprisingly. We got Street Fighter 6, baby.
Yeah.
You are the resident fighting game fan here on this channel.
Recent fighting game fan, admittedly, so not the best at talking about the nitty gritty details.
Yeah,
but I have only played Street Fighter V. It was pretty. I never really got the hang of it because I didn't admittedly put a lot of hours into it. One thing I definitely noticed was it looked like shit. It did not look good. People trashed on Street Fighter V forever. And I've seen people insult how some of these characters and designs and the style looks. The new characters, I've seen the leaks of what they're all going to look like. Whatever. But getting back to the trailer, I do like the style it has going for it. Actually being a Street Fighter, because they're on the streets.
They're on the streets.
One thing that
some open world hub type stuff
stunned me. I was reading it to the guys in the group chat at the time.
Yeah,
I just missed the state of play, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it was Street Fighter 6." People were talking about Street Fighter 6 introduces cool new fighting system and open world exploration.
Yes,
I was confused.
Yes,
yeah. But when I saw Chun-Li, I didn't really care.
Yeah. First of all, the game looks great.
Yeah,
visually, it looks fantastic.
Really,
I want to play this game. I want to play it. It's on my list of I will play this game.
Definitely.
I'm not a fighting game fan. I've picked up Injustice. I've picked up Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I know the NetherRealm games play very differently to this.
Different than fighting games.
This looks hugely accessible to people who aren't fighting game fans. They are doing a simplified combat control scheme that you can select. I assume that's because they saw how successful Smash Brothers Ultimate was. But even that, like, something about the art style, something about the way that it's doing its 2.5D, its open world hub areas and so forth like that. I wanna play this, and I kind of want to get into it. Like, if I will, who knows? Like, if it'll actually kick and stick with me, who knows? But like, dude, just look at the way they're doing colors this time around.
It looks very nice.
Like with the paint, the street graffiti look to it. Like, yo, they really took, like, you brought it up. Yo, they took street. They put the street into Street Fighter.
Yeah. Really did.
I'm actually super shocked at the what I'm seeing here. Redesigned the logo. I heard a lot of fans not happy about how the old logo looked. This one looks good to me. I don't even remember what the last one looked like. So, new players, new characters alike. There was a character named Gato, which is just Spanish for cat. And then there's an alternate version of him called the Cool Gato. Or the Cooler Gato. So you are the cat and the cooler cat?
So I will correct you. Gato is a character from a game called Garo Mark of Wolves.
Okay.
An SNK game, completely separated from Capcom.
Uh-huh.
And the other guy just looks very similar to him.
Oh, which is so he's just cool. Oh, it's a joke that I saw. It's a joke. Okay.
He looks, and his stances and whatnot are very similar. Probably even uses the same kind of fighting style that they're based off of.
But Gato is Spanish for cat.
Yeah.
So it's a cool cat.
Yeah, he's a cool cat. Cool.
But yeah, Street Fighter 6 I think had a great showing here.
It did.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I want to play it. Did we get a date?
No.
I don't think we did.
No, I think it's 2023.
Street Fighter, your moment, your fight.
Yeah, 2023. Which makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. A release window of next year. Man, next year is going to be a banger year.
It is.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Don't know how I feel about the simplified controls, admittedly, because in the past, not in the past, but I've played recent games that have that, like DNF Duel.
Yeah.
I kind of like getting used to doing the inputs because it feels like you do things a lot more impressively than just right.
Well, I imagine it, like, yeah, it's a simplified control scheme, probably going to be very similar to, like, Smash Brothers or Mortal Kombat or something that anybody can pick up and figure out. But you can turn that off. And I'm sure you're just going to be, if you learn that, you're just going to be a better fighter with that.
Which was my next point, which is like, because it gives you the option, it's not really a criticism. More just like, okay, good, that's fine. If it gives me the option, that's all I care about.
But, like, also, like, the more complex the control scheme, you know, the higher the skill cap, you know, so it's like more likely, like, if you're a player who uses the traditional control schemes, you're going to wipe the floor with people who are using the simplified stuff. The simplified stuff is for when you go over to the friend's house and you want to play together and you don't want to get your fucking teeth stomped in.
Well, good marketing ploy from fighting game developers nowadays to try and include that because it will bring in more people into a demographic that's not really you know, it's hard to get into.
Yeah. Fighting games live in that niche genre of games alongside stealth and alongside puzzle games where it's just like, like you hear a lot of people that go, yeah, cool, not for me. I don't like playing them, you know, because they have trouble wrapping their minds around control.
Yeah.
Tunic, one of the big indie games of this year, coming to PS5 and PS4. Cool. I've heard some rumblings about Tunic. Seems to be this year's kind of like Death's Door level of game, but maybe just a little lesser so. You know, the reviews and stuff were great for it. It was on my radar, but like just not enough to like actually pull me in and want to play it. Maybe now that it's on PlayStation, I will. Simplified combat, puzzle areas, exploration, you know, very Zelda-like, very, you know, much like Death's Door the year before.
Seems like a game that you'd play.
I might give it a chance now that it's coming to PlayStation. Just because PlayStation's my main console that I play on, and I like being there. I've had access to it via Game Pass if I wanted to, but I just didn't want to. September 27th for Tunic. Cool. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Big maybe. This game looked interesting to me.
Okay. We've seen this game before, and what is it called? Season A Letter to the Future. This is the game that I have forgotten about. That at the top of the show, I was like, I might not, you know, be into this. This is the game that I may not be into this. You know, like I don't know. If it's like a short runtime, like a couple of hours, maybe I'll, pick it up, give it a chance, let it be the emotional storytelling thing. You're riding your bike, you're taking your pictures, you're going around having a good time.
Which is why I'm invested in it. I like exploration. It's a big aspect that I like, and the game looks nice.
I'm surprised you're into this.
Yeah, like I said, exploration is the big reason. And the story was interesting because it's alluding to something, but...
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful, yeah. Like I said, main reason why I was so drawn to it.
Yeah.
Who knows if it'll actually be something I end up getting?
Yeah.
Because it's a game that I don't always... It's kind of type of game I don't always play. And even when something like it interests me, I sometimes just kind of forget about it. I say, oh, that actually looks interesting. I might play it, and then forget.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, it's gonna live and die to me on how it feels to maneuver throughout the world. I need it to feel fluid. I need it to feel good. It cannot be stiff. It cannot be slow. And it doesn't look stiff, but it does look a little slow. Which might be fine, depending on just level of design and work here. But again, it's a very beautiful game. What they're doing with lighting and shadows and the photography mechanic, I think is very, very interesting. And I think it's going to lead to a lot of beautiful, beautiful moments. Autumn 2022, that game's going to slip. I imagine that game's going to slip. Here we go.
The one that funny enough, like I said, I missed the state of play, but then I heard someone talking about Final Fantasy 16 on Twitter.
I, like you, did not watch live, but the only thing I knew going in was about Resident Evil 4.
Oh, yeah, you told me that beforehand.
And so when this popped up, it didn't surprise me because it's time for Final Fantasy to show its face. First off, holy shit, the fidelity. Holy shit, those summons look good.
PS5 only for a reason.
Yeah, no fucking kidding. Yeah, we are in some next-gen shit with this one. In terms of scale and spectacle, I think this game is going to be a banger. I've yet to be 100% sold on actual gameplay mechanics and story and stuff, but just look at the presentation here, man. This shit is sick as fuck.
It is really sick. And maybe real quick, just to soothe some of your fears and to give other people information, the combat director for this game also worked as, I think it was the combat director as well on, Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon's Dogma. Both
okay. Yeah, this shit's going to be sick then.
Yeah, I think it'll be sick as hell.
I got to be honest with you, Connor. The first time I watched this, I was tired. I had a long day. I was falling asleep. And by the time we got to this deep into the state of play, I was having a lot of trouble focusing.
Fair enough.
I retract my previous statement. The gameplay looks awesome here. This looks great. Everything looks great. I have not played. You are a bigger Final Fantasy fan than me. I have not. I've basically just played 7, and 7 Remake. The fantasy setting in Final Fantasy is foreign to me. It looks great. I think it looks dope. What do you think about all these summon battles?
Oh, I love them. I don't know.
How is that mechanically going to play out?
That's what I'm curious about. I have no damn clue. This is new territory that Final Fantasy is treading, which is good because it needed to do some big, new, interesting thing that hadn't been done. And admittedly, Final Fantasy is known for always having different mechanics in the game that change it up, which is why subsequent games always are, fun to play as long as the core story and characters are good. Which is, story, it interests me as of right now. What I'm curious is there going to be a party? Because it looks like everything we've seen, you're just one man going at it alone, which admittedly would kind of disappoint me because the party element is pretty classical to Final Fantasy, and it's an element I have always enjoyed.
Well, especially how it was balanced in 7 Remake, where I imagine it's probably going to be like that, centered around one character, and the ones you're with will swap out as the story progresses. I imagine that's just going to be the structure of Final Fantasy for a little while.
Yeah. It's a good structure. I hope that is what they go for.
Dude, I'm so into this.
Yeah,
this looks
I
good.
know.
This looks so great. Anyways, summer 2023, probably going to slip. Probably going to slip. There's no way we're getting Breath of the Wild to fucking... what's the other big banger for 2023 that I can't remember right now? Fuck. I'm slipping. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was the state of play. Once again, just to reiterate, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great state of play. The best one that they've had in a long time. I think because it was so good, I don't think the PlayStation announcements are done. Now we have things that are just left out in the open where you're like, okay, where's God of War Ragnarok? Where's The Last of Us remake that we know is coming and coming soon? there's a lot left on the table that Summer Games Fest can be open to. And so I'm excited to kind of see those as the season progresses and so on and so forth.
As am I. Be nice.
Be very nice. I'm excited. This is a good time to be a gamer, man. Good time to be a gamer in a year that
gaming.
And we're starting to fill out the last half of this year in terms of what to be excited for. And 2022 is not done yet. We're not done yet. We had a very strong start. We're kind of middling here in the middle, but we're not done yet.
Especially because Callisto Protocol got announced for a release this year, and there's still more games that can come out in Summer Games Fest. I think it's the time where they are going to have winter games coming out. It's now to start revealing them.
What is your do you have a big standout from this state of play?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16 for you?
Kind of have to. I'm kind of contractually obligated to be most excited for that.
Yeah. To me, it's Callisto Protocol is probably my big standout, but like it's neck and neck between that, Resident Evil, and Street Fighter.
Street Fighter did a good job presenting itself.
I'm saying, yeah. So like to me, it's those big three games. I am excited for everything else. Evernight's Final Fantasy, of course, I'm gonna play the fucking shit out of, but right there, like, oh, I need to play that.
Yeah.
Callisto.
If you hadn't seen them, by the way, I'll send them to you later. The leaks for the characters for the roster of Street Fighter, if you want to see them with their art, they look sick. Probably some of the coolest looking Street Fighter characters that the old ones have been redesigned in some of the best ways I've seen recently. They look cool.
Anyways, Connor, we need to move on.
Yep.
Here we've got a few more things to talk about. Sonic Frontiers is having a big month here over at IGN. We got an IGN first world premiere gameplay and some combat gameplay again with IGN. The first thing that was released was this world premiere gameplay where they're showing off sort of like how he moves throughout the world, the very Breath of the Wild inspired game design, the running around, like puzzle solving, all of this. This I thought was impressive. I liked what I saw here. All of the puzzles and all the mechanics were very simple. It looks like it's not going to be like the best controlling game of all time. But in terms of 3D Sonic games, it did leave me going, oh, I'd like to play that. Gameplay, the combat gameplay is another story, and we'll get to that. First of all, did you watch this world premiere gameplay with the running around the world and so forth?
Disclaimer: no, but I didn't watch the whole thing. I don't have much of an interest in Sonic. In fact, I don't like Sonic. I do not like him. So when I saw this news, I was like, okay.
You're such a hater.
I am. Yes. Oh, yes, I am. Irrationally a hater.
Yeah.
But, the exploration looked like Sonic in 3D. And it looked like I will not touch this game. And then I saw the combat, and I know I'm not going to touch this game.
Wow, you're a hater.
I am a hater.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm so much of a hater, even if it doesn't look bad to me, and the exploration doesn't look bad, I need to not like it. So, unless big things come out about this game, about how amazing it is, I'll change my mind.
Such a hater. Such a hater.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think this game looks like phenomenal. I don't even know if it's going to make my top 10. But it does look fun to me. I would like to give it a try and run around in the open world as Sonic for a little while. It looks so close to being what you want Sonic to look and feel like. Like, it looks really close. I like how big everything is. People were criticizing how like rails and platforms and stuff are just kind of floating in space randomly. I kind of like that choice. But even in this, like, you see a lot of shortcomings here. Everything looks stiff. It is that classic Sonic. We're just going to kind of zip line you through all the cool stuff that looks cool, but you're not mechanically doing anything. And all the things you are mechanically doing aren't that interesting. But I think this looks solid. Man, this, on the exploration side, looks fun. Running up a tower, running through the fields, running through all of this. I think it looks like a solid time. Grinding on rails, all that fun stuff. Collecting your rings, collecting your coins, all of that. I think it looks solid. The puzzle solving thing looks mind-numbingly basic and simple. I'm hoping that like this is like world 1 and that there's multiple worlds that like you kind of go through in multiple different environments that you go through and sort of like raise in complexity as we go on. Because if it's just this, okay, yeah, you're getting a couple of hours out of me, but I'm not beating your game. But interesting enough to like raise my eyebrows. I'm not committing to playing it, but like I wouldn't like if it comes out at the right time, I will play it. Which I forget. Do we have a date for this? I don't remember.
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it. Google that for me while I pull up the combat, which is painfully terrible looking. It does not look good, this combat. I think they have the right ideas. It just doesn't look like it's being executed on in any meaningful way. The kicks, the combos, the blasting towards your enemies and so forth. Like I think all of that looks right, but it just looks like I'm jumping, I'm double tapping the jump button to like zoom towards them, and then I'm mashing like the punch button a couple times, and then it ends with like that combo breaker thing, and it just doesn't. Ooh, this looks stiff. Ooh, this looks slow. Ooh, this does not look fun.
It looks bland.
It looks so bland. It looks like the game is playing itself, like, and it's just not. Oof, this is not at all. Like,
at least he looks flashy.
Yeah, he does look, I guess, kind of flashy, but yeah, I'm not at all into anything that they're showing. Even when they try to get complex with this shield enemy type, and then it's just this slow run a circle around him, like he's not like really attacking you that hard. And then it's clearly like just a button mash segment where you just put in a bunch of damage and then repeat 3-4 times. It's probably going to happen too much. You're probably going to have to repeat too many steps. Like this does not look good.
Yeah.
Shockingly bad. I can't believe they put two of the same. We already saw him do this. Why did you make us watch it again? And you're like, oh, he blasts. No, this. Woo-wee, this doesn't look good. Yeah, so I'm interested in this game for the exploration alone. But yeah, this you can delay this game a whole year. Like this doesn't need to come out anytime soon. Like this needs to go back into the oven. Because you are severely underbaked.
Hey, maybe Sonic will continue to have bad games. Never know.
Maybe. Who can guess? And then to kind of finish out today's episode, Connor, let's talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. You and I, not the biggest Pokemon fans ever in the world.
Played back in the day, and I enjoyed it. I haven't touched it in a long while.
Yeah, and I've never played Pokemon. And this looks like Pokemon to me. It's Pokemon, but like we're doing a lot of like the Arceus stuff that was popular, a lot of the open world, a lot of the like the Pokemon are in the environment and stuff. For Sword and Shield, were Pokemon in the environment? Do you remember?
I think, I believe they were, but I think people criticized them because they would just kind of appear out of nowhere, I think, or something like that. I don't know. They definitely were, but this looks a lot more impressive right out the gate.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Well, visually, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to blow you away, but visually it does look good.
Yeah.
Which the other Pokemon games have been heavily criticized for in the past, or the recent entries have in the past. And don't get me wrong, I don't think this game visually looks fantastic, but it looks better, and it looks like its style is actually complementing its level of visual fidelity.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you're on the Switch, so you're never going to have the best looking game on the Switch. But as far as Pokemon games go, this one does look good. It does look interesting in a way that Pokemon is, but I'm not particularly like chomping at the bit to see more, play more. Like in the way that like Street Fighter captured my attention as someone who doesn't normally play fighting games and has never touched a Street Fighter. As someone who doesn't play Pokemon, this isn't grabbing me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which if I was a Pokemon fan, I'd be really happy right now.
Yeah. This looks like a good Pokemon game.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like we're not. We're kind of sticking to our Pokemon formula, you know, a bit, but like, so like we're not expecting like any of the actual changes that were happening in Arceus, which were small. But you know,
multiplayer,
it's 4-player, right? 4-player co-op, stuff. So kind of cool. You know, we're playing with some new ideas and mechanics. I'm into some of that, but yeah, I'm just not. I'm not
going
interested
off right now. If he was here, I would assume.
Oh yeah, Phil. I'm sure Phil is in love with. Is a big Pokemon fan. Phil. I'm sure Phil was just adoring all of this stuff. He was excited just by, you know, the box art, you know, being released. He's like, oh look at that, And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like Pokemon. Reveal of the legendaries.
Yep.
I think both look cool. They look like Pokemon to me. I think people are preferring the Scarlet version from what I'm hearing online, or not the Scarlet, the Violet. Excuse me, the Violet version. But I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Pokemon's gone past me, but I still respect it.
Of course.
And I hope it does good things, and I hope this is successful because Pokemon can be a hit or miss now.
Yeah. Connor, we need to start wrapping up here soon, but here at the end here, what are we thinking? What's still on the table here? What are we hoping for here in the coming weeks from Summer Games Fest and just the typical season? Because we do have a lot. You know, Nintendo could drop a random direct any day now. Any day Nintendo could drop a direct. Summer Games Fest in itself is going to be cool. We have the Microsoft showcase coming June 12th, I believe. So, you know, those are all knocking down the doors. It's announcement season. It's reveal season. What are we hoping to see here?
Man, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I'll give you a second to think about it.
Yeah.
I think the next big thing for me is the Microsoft showcase and anything Nintendo Direct related. I'm hoping to maybe get like some Fire Emblem stuff coming down the pipeline soon, at least an announcement, you know. Mario Kart 8, you know, more information on their DLC coming and all of that. Splatoon 3, I imagine we'll have another trailer somewhere lying around. Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3. I'd like to see some more of the Bayonetta 3 specifically. I want to see like some more gameplay of, and then Metroid Prime 4. I'm hoping to get a re-reveal here, hopefully soon, because it's been quite a while. But Microsoft is where the conversation gets interesting to me. Starfield gameplay, gotta be coming, right? Gotta be coming.
Avowed. Who knows?
Avowed. Hopefully coming. I'm hoping we get Avowed before we get Outer Worlds 2 stuff.
Oh yeah, I think we are, and I hope so. I hope.
Yeah,
hope so.
right?
Yeah. That's been my most anticipated game.
But at the same time, Obsidian, they're those guys, you know, who like they're working on a bunch of stuff. It's like it's Bethesda's answer to Insomniac, where Insomniac is just fucking pushing out game after game after game. Obsidian are those guys, you know, on the other side. With Outer Worlds, with Grounded, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, you know, like we got a lot of projects coming from them. There's a rumored Fallout New Vegas 2 coming or being worked on or something. Who knows? So I'm very interested to see where we're going from here. Now, forgot where I was going from that. Oh, Arcane. I want to see Redfall gameplay. It's time. Where are we at, Redfall? What's going on? I imagine that's what a majority of the showcase is going to be, is Starfield gameplay, Redfall gameplay. And then from there, we're going to bounce around and touch a couple of other things. But yeah, I'm excited for a lot of things coming down the pipeline, and I'm hoping, you know, a lot of them come out good. And again, as I already mentioned at the top of the show, I'm assuming Callisto Protocol is going to have a bigger gameplay reveal at some point, because I believe that studio has been announced for the Summer Games Fest.
Okay. I think we'll be getting some gameplay from it in that case.
And then I'm finger crossed, hoping against hopes that we do see some God of War Ragnarok, that we do see some Last of Us remake finally getting announced, or whatever Naughty Dog is working on. I would love to know. Other than that, I don't know. Do we see Death Stranding 2 get announced, you know, in some shape or form? We've got the rumors. We've got Norman Reedus running his mouth.
Kojima likes his trailers.
Kojima likes his trailers, and Kojima and the Kojima-Keeley relationship has always been strong. You know, I think we're encroaching on time. It's about time for Kojima to pop back out, you know, in a meaningful video game way.
Yeah.
So, you know, will we see it this season? Who knows? I'm going to bet money, if not here, we see him at Game Awards.
Yeah, I hope we see something soon.
I do as well.
We need another fix.
I know.
We got one, now we need two.
This was good. This was a good kickoff so far to the season, and I'm just when I was dragging, when we were all dragging, we were going, oh, there's just nothing exciting happening right now. Bam, here we go.
Yep,
now we got stuff to be excited about. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the Two Penny Gamescast, episode 97. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Remember, you can get us every Monday, youtube.com/2pennygamescast, 8 p.m. Central Time, alongside audio versions on your favorite mainstream podcast services, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. We're out here. Please like, follow, subscribe, share it with a friend. We really, really, really would appreciate it. If talking about video games isn't enough, you like to watch gamers have gaming moments, twitch.tv/2pennygames. Keep an eye out for the Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoon is After the Hype review. Should be coming this week if I get off my ass and edit that video this Monday. We'll see. But keep an eye out for that. But that is going to be it for us over here. Until next time, have a great time. And Connor, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.